And I think we're live. Hey, everybody. Having a little technical issue. I think we're live. I'm just going to go with it. I'm going to go with it and act like we are. Even if we're not, I'm going with it. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Happy that you're here, whether you are watching it live or in the replay. Leave a comment for me just to let me know that you were here. Just say, hey, Deb, I popped by. Let me know that you were here. I would really appreciate that. So I'm Deb Porter. I'm a mom coach with Mom's Mentoring Circle. And, you know, we are serious about supporting moms with confidence, clarity, and courage as a mom. Confidence, clarity, and courage. Confidence to walk in your role as mom, to trust your gut. Clarity to understand what's priority, what needs to be done first, and what can wait, what can you give to someone else to do, what can you outsource, what can you insource. And the courage to know when you need support, when you need someone to come in and help, when you need backup, when you need support with anything at all. So that's what we do. All right, so today I want to talk about 5 things. Let me know who's here. I see 2 people have joined, but I don't see where you are. So let me know, because I may invite you on to tell me what it is you've learned during your time in quarantine. So if you're here, let me know you're here, because I may want to invite somebody on to share from their perspective. But today I'm going to be talking about 5 things we've learned while being in quarantine for the past several months. 5 things we've learned for being at home, in the house, pretty much no visitors, definitely no, restaurant visits or anything like that. 5 things we've learned, and how do we keep those 5 things? How do we keep them in play in our lives now that things are starting to open? Because we're at that point now. Stuff is starting to open back up. Depending on where you live, cities are starting to, open restaurants and gyms and malls and stores and all of that. So as stores open back up, we want to really think about, what have we learned? What from what we learned should we take even beyond the quarantine and the stay-at-home orders? What's worth it, as opposed to just diving right back into everything? So as things open back up, I know from my family, certain things have been revealed, certain things have been made clear, certain things that we maybe had been forgetting about, we've gotten back to, certain things that we had neglected came to light for us to then address. So I want to talk about what that looks like, and I want to talk about what those 5 things are that we universally can really learn from the time that we were in the house, and then how to keep those things active today. So here we go. 5 things. The first thing is, I think that we've learned during this time that less is more. And I mean that really literally, I think. Less is more. Fewer interruptions, fewer commitments, fewer options, really having to be home and find the things here that we appreciate. Fewer interruptions and interactions allows me more time to be engaged with my family, not just there physically, but engaged, present, intentional. So I think the first thing we've all learned is less is more. Less is less, we have fewer options about eating out. We didn't need to wear a whole lot of clothes, so, less time spending what we're going to wear and how we're going to wear it and what we're going to put with it. So I think the first thing we've all learned is that less is more. I think the second thing we've learned is the importance of fitting a purposeful activity into every day so that the days don't bleed into each other. I mean, I don't know how many times I would ask Cliff, what day is it? Is it Tuesday? Is it Wednesday? What day is it? So what I found early, if I had a purposeful something for every day, it let that day stand out. So on Wednesdays, I'm with y'all. On Mondays, I'm checking on my people. On Sundays, we'd have our Zoom call with the kids, because it's just Cliff and I here. The kids live, they grown, so they live other places. So having something purposeful in each day allowed that day to stand out. So we're talking about 5 things that we've learned from quarantine that we want to take into post-quarantine. I'm pulling this up on the computer because I can see that y'all are here, but I don't see any comments or anything. So I'm just going to check here. Hey, Shatone. Hey, Vicky. Less is more. So true. Great for our children to learn. Hey, Rashonda. How are you? Talking about 5 things we learned while being in quarantine. And how can we take those things with us post-quarantine? So the first one was less is more. I don't think I'll get any argument there. Less is more. We've had to work with less. The second one was finding and fitting something purposeful into each day so that the days don't bleed. Because literally Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, I mean, what day is it? It's a day that ends in Y. But having something specific on a certain day helped those days to not bleed together. The third thing is, and I may get pushback on this one, y'all, but I'm gonna say it anyway. Here's the third thing that I hope we've learned. I am the priority. And here's what I mean by that. And here's what made me realize that. Putting on that mask every time I went out for a walk or went out to pick something up, putting on those gloves, standing 6 feet from everybody, here's what that reminded me and really taught me was that I really am the priority, because if I keep me healthy, then I'm respecting you. If I remain strong and healthy by doing what I need to do, then I'm respecting the next person that walks by me. I'm respecting the older person that I might have to engage with. I'm respecting the next person by making myself the priority and doing what I need to do. And so number 3 is I am the priority. I hope that's the lesson we learn. I hope we take that lesson from this. I hope that we remember every time I put on that mask, I remember, girl, you're a priority. You got to take care of you so that you can be there for everybody else. You can't be there for everybody else if you broke down and tired and overwhelmed and not sure what to do. I got to make me the priority so that I can then be my best to show up for others. Shatone says the metaphor is real. Rashonda said no pushback. I love it. Thank you, ladies. So the first one was less is more. Fewer disruptions, fewer commitments, fewer dinner options. Right? Less is more. We survived it. It was actually great. I will confess, my husband cooked every single night and loved it. He loves to cook. I like to cook, kind of. No, I don't. I cook because we got to eat. I can't even tell that lie. I don't like to cook. I cook because we have to eat, and we do okay. But he loves to cook. So for him, this was, and what do you want to eat tonight, babe? What you want? Here are your options. So it created a connection there. It created kind of a fun thing there, right? So number 2, fitting purposeful moments into every day. Fitting purposeful moments into every day. Something different, unique that you do every day that's purposeful. Number 3 was I am the priority. Number 4 is it is okay to sit and think and look like you're not doing nothing. People may think you're not doing nothing. Sean says, I love you. I like cooking. You like cooking? Okay, I'm coming to your house. Number 4, it is okay to sit and think, or sit and meditate, or sit and read, or sit and journal, sit and pray. It is okay. And I'm going to go the next step and say it is necessary to take those moments to sit and just be and not do a whole lot. And not be busy. We are some of the busiest people. We are so busy, we can't take a few minutes to call a girlfriend that we've been thinking about. And then the phone will be like, oh my gosh, I was just thinking about you. I was going to call you, but you didn't, right? So take a moment and just sit. Exactly. Sean says exactly. Sit and think. I'm a writer, and it's imperative. It's imperative. And I just think these weeks and months that we've been at home, it's made that really, really clear. I've gotten back into journaling. I used to journal earlier, like in my, 30s maybe. And I've kind of gotten back into it. In fact, I gave 2 journals away to 2 moms in our mom group, Habits of Confident Moms. I gave 2 away for Mother's Day. And then my daughter got me for Mother's Day this beautiful journal. It's a grateful journal. And I love it. And I love it because the prompts have you come from a place of being grateful. There's just all these prompts in it, and it has you come from a place of gratefulness, already appreciating where you are and what you have. So however you choose to use your sit and think time, praying, journaling, reading the Bible, reading a book, or sitting and doing nothing, that's important. That's important. That's number 4. And then point number 5 is, I think we all learned this as well. I am not in control of it all. I'm not. I may try to be. I may try to grab hold of it all. I'm not in control of it all. There's one who's in control of it all. That's God. God's in control of it all. He's got it all. But that does not let me off the hook, because there are things that I am in control of. And so the question becomes, how are you managing those things? Right? The stuff that is within your control, whether it's your home, your life, your job, your kids, your calendar, your schedule, whatever the thing is that you are in control of, because make it clear, we are not in control of it all. In fact, most of it we're not. But there are specific things we're in control of. And the question becomes, how are you managing the things you are in control of? And I think for me, being home these last however many, has taught me what's important. What's important, what needs my time and attention, what can somebody else do, what is it that I need to give my time and attention to. So I'm gonna go back over these really quickly, and then I'm gonna talk about how do we make this last? How do we take the 5 things we learned while we were in quarantine and take it post COVID-19 or post stay-at-home orders? The first one is less is more. The second is fitting purposeful moments into every day. The third is I am the priority, and that's true. You got to be able to say that and let that roll right out your mouth without any pushback. Number 4 is it's okay to sit and think and do nothing if necessary. And number 5 is I am not in control of it all. I am in control of the things that God's given me to be in control of. Hey, Audra, how are you? So here's the thing. How do we take those 5 things and how do we make them more of a priority going forward? Because here's the thing. Once they open the doors and say, okay, your city, your state is open, go for it. We could just dash right back out the door and just dive right back into it 100%. We could do that. I am not doing that. 1, because I don't want to. 2, because I'm not confident that the opening of different areas is the smartest thing to do in the way that some are doing it. So I will be easing back into what was my old life, but in a different way. And I would encourage you to do the same. Evaluate kind of what these moments and these weeks have been for you. What have you been able to learn about yourself, about your family, about what works in your family, about the culture of your family? We did a teaching not long ago about how to determine and figure out the culture in your family and how to then shift it. I may, in fact, do a watch party of that. This is a great time to do that. It's a great time to figure out what is the culture in my family. Is the culture in my family giving? Is the culture in my family forgiveness? Is the culture in my family grace? Is it gratefulness, or is it selfishness and pride? And looking out for me. Everybody else got to look out for themselves. What is the culture in your family? This is a great moment to figure that out. So when we're thinking about less is more, here's the way we can take this forward. Be intentional, not to just dive back into everything. Your busy schedule, all the games and everything we've signed our kids up for. I think about the kids' schedules today and I almost get a headache. Because I think about when we were growing up, we literally were sent outside to play with the wind and the leaves. Like, just go figure it out. And I'm not saying that we need to go to that extreme, but I am saying there is something beautiful about being outside walking and seeing kids playing on the sidewalk with chalk. First of all, Cliff was like, I didn't know we had kids in this neighborhood. He's like, I ain't never seen any kids in this neighborhood because the kids in our neighborhood are super busy. We live in Northern Virginia, super busy. So to walk outside and just see kids like playing hide and seek, playing with chalk, jumping rope, playing hopscotch, it's been joyful to just watch the simple pleasures of life. So less is more was the first point, and we're going to talk about really, you don't have to just run out there and dive right back into everything. The second point was finding purposeful moments in each day. That can be continued. So for us, Cliff and I had this battle with Alexa. I hope she doesn't turn on. So I was playing New York hip hop and he was challenging me with DC Go-Go.
Should I play the song Wake Me Up Before You Go Go? Official HD video?
No, Alexa, stop. I done woke her up. So, we were battling. So I played some, New York hip hop from back in the day. And then he'd come up with some Chuck Brown, Go-Go, it all sounded the same. But anyway, that was purposeful to us. Like, that was fun. That was fun. It was something that we then purposed to place in the day. I don't want to lose that. I want to find the moments to still do that with him because it connected us in a special way. The third point being I'm the priority. Listen, every time you put on a mask or every time you use hand sanitizer or every time you choose to do something that is making sure that you are good, let that be a reminder to you that you're the priority. And that really, if you're not good, all the other things that you're making a priority, it won't matter because you won't be at your best to be able to serve in those ways. So every time you do something to clean yourself off, to protect yourself from germs, to distance yourself from somebody, let that just be an outward reminder of, yeah, I'm the priority. I got to be good. I got to make sure I'm doing good by me so that I can show up for others. Number 4 was to sit, think, sit, nothing, sit, read, sit and pray, sit and journal. Really seriously protect that time more now than ever. I think it's been important. You know, I would do something called brain dumping sometime if I felt like I was going to be anxious or if there was something that, you know, too much news or too many things happening. You know, we lost a relative over COVID. You know, it's just been a lot. But journaling has allowed me to really get in touch with how I'm feeling because I'll look at you and say, oh, I'm fine. And I'm not really fine. And I think a lot of us do that. I think a lot of us do that. So journaling has allowed me a method, a way, a system. Y'all know I'm into systems. It's given me a system on how to really check in with how I'm really feeling. Because I'll tell you I'm fine. And my face generally doesn't. I don't have a good poker face. But journaling lets me get into what am I really feeling and how am I really feeling. Let me see. I got some comments here. Hey, Debbie Mercer, how are you? Audra says, and make the best mud pies. Oh, the mud pies. Honey, we survive mud pies. Isn't that something? Don't hold it against them. Competition is none. Hey, Sylvia, how are you? That is so funny. Stone says, it's great. It's so true. I like seeing it too. Mud pies. Man, I forgot all about that. All right, so we said number 4 was protecting me time, that time you have to yourself. And let me just say, everyone living together, you really have to be deliberate to say, okay, I'm checking out for an hour. I'm gonna just kind of be in the room, or I'm gonna be upstairs, and Cliff and I did it for each other. You know, he'd be like, I'm going out on the porch. Be deliberate. Be as deliberate when we go back to what people are saying is going to be normal. Be as deliberate, taking the time that you need for you to check in with you on how you're feeling and how you're doing. And number 5 was, we're not in charge of it all because God is. Let God be in charge of what God's in charge of, and you be in charge of what he's given you to be in charge of. But then in that, how are you managing it? How are you doing with the stuff he's given you to be in charge of? Are you feeling overwhelmed? Is it too much? Do you know, did this time at home, you know, alert you and awaken you to the fact that, man, I really need some systems in place? Because this is kind of a hot mess. We've all been there. It's no big deal. It's no big deal. But here's the thing. The big deal comes when you choose to just kind of put a Band-Aid on it and dodge back out there and act like it's all good, when really you know you need more support around some of that. So listen, these are the 5 things I've learned. I think they're kind of universal. I don't think that I get much pushback on many of them, maybe a few. Less is more. Fitting purposeful moments into every day. I am the priority. It is okay to sit and think or do nothing if that's what you so choose. And I'm not in control of it all, but I am in control of something. And how am I managing that something that I'm in control of? You guys, I am so happy to be here. Hey, Rachel, how are you? Be deliberate. That's right, Sylvia. Rachel says, I'm looking at my computer, y'all, because for some reason it's not coming up on my phone at all. Rachel says, amen, to stay in your lane and let God take care of what he's in charge of. Yes. Debbie Mercer says, I'm learning God is in charge. Yes, honey. And stuff like this will teach us. Audra says, this fully supports me. Thank you. Love these 5 points. Thank you, Audra. Listen, I am so thrilled to have y'all here. So I want to see, Shatone, are you still here? Shatone, are you still here? If you're still here, I want you to pop on and tell us something you've learned while being in quarantine. Are you still here, Shatone? I'm going to check and see if I can get her on. Let's see. Shatone, you here? Okay. Shatone, can you request to join in? Do you see an option to request to join in? Do you see it? No, okay. Oh, darn, that would have been fun. Alrighty, well, maybe next time. Oh, wait, do you see it now? Maybe, maybe not. Listen, if we can't get anyone on, I would love it if you guys would put in the comments one thing or more, but at least one thing that you've learned about you, about your family, about this during this time of being in such close quarters. What's one thing you've learned that you're going to take forward, that you're not going to leave in quarantine, because we're going to dash back out these doors. You know, we're never going to have a moment like this again in our lifetime, I don't believe. And so I'd rather you not just dash out the door and not take some time to really, you know, go inside and figure out, okay, what exactly happened here that I can take with me? Sylvia says, every time I go out to get essentials, I have a little anxiety and I sense it in everyone else. Me time with the Lord is a must, 8:30 every morning. I love it, Sylvia. So we've been doing this 40-day prayer challenge with our church, and it's been at 7:14 every morning. That not just Cliff and I, but our entire church, all campuses, are praying on our knees, like specifically pastors like on your knees, like, yeah, get down there. And so 7:14 every morning we've been doing that. So I absolutely agree. It's the absolute important, most essential thing to be able to connect so that we know that we don't have to be anxious, right? He said, be anxious for nothing. Cast all your cares on me because I care for you. So as those anxieties rise, that's, you know, run into the rock. That's what we do. That's what we do. So that's good stuff. That's good stuff. All right, Shatone. So we're going to have to try this another time, getting you on. I'll have to practice how that works. I can see you, but for some reason I can't grab you. I can't grab you, but I see you. So, all right, I requested, but I don't know if you saw it. Oh, you did? No, I didn't. I'm sorry. We'll try it again. We'll plan it better. I'll call you. We'll work it out. But listen, guys, thank you so much for joining in tonight. As your state or city begins to open up, please just be mindful of take some, you know, introspection and just really kind of go inside and figure out, what did I learn through this, and what do I need to keep in place? What do I need not to be so quick to just cast aside and move forward? Less is more. Yeah, I need a lot less than I think I do. It's still a whole bunch of stuff I could get rid of, and I'm sure you guys could say the same. So listen, enjoy your day, your evening. I kind of like this 4:30 better than 12 noon, so I think we're going to stick to this time or somewhere around this time frame. But thanks for joining me. You guys have a great evening, and I'll be checking in on you later. All right, please leave your comments, though. What did you learn? And what did your family learn about you, about your family culture, your structure in your home, the systems that maybe you need in place? Share with me where you've learned, what you've learned, and let me know if I can support you. Send me a message if you need some support. All right, have a great evening. Bye.